Hello, in today's video I'm going to show you how to set up your Pro-Ject T1 Evo. As you can see right in front of me, there is the turntable and we're going to set it up. I'll just place everything that we need. There are some parts in the box that we don't need for now, like this. There is this stylus pressure gauge, for example, which you don't need for now. This is for replacing the cartridge. If you already have it pre-installed, you don't need it. There's also the two-point cartridge alignment protractor. You don't need it as well. There is also an Allen key that is 2mm, and it's for also adjusting the weight on the back of the stylus, as well as for unscrewing the cartridge. We don't need that. Another thing included that you can't see here is the adapter for 7-inch single records that have the bigger hole in them. And I think that besides that, we also, we get this adapter, which I will use because I will need it. This is the RCA to 3.5mm jack. And of course, we have the platter with the mat. So there's the mat and there is the platter, which is glass. So yeah, let's begin with everything that we need to set up. And at first, of course, we will need to put the drive belt on the pulley and sub-platter. So let's put the things aside. And now, as you can see right here, there is the pulley and the sub-platter. All you need to do is first that's how I prefer it, to put it first on the sub-platter, since it's bigger and it would be more difficult to do it the other way around. Then once it's on somewhere in the center of the height of the sub-platter, you can now pull it onto the pulley. And now it's worth rotating it a few times so it's equalized. It's just straight on it. And now, as we can see, it is now all very correct. Okay, then it is time to put the platter with the flat mat on top of it. Or, hold on a second, we will do that later, since I will also explain different things on the bottom of the back, or the back of the device. This guide is for everyone, no matter whether you have the T1 Evo, T1 Evo Phono, or T1 Evo Bluetooth, but I will not show you the Bluetooth connection in this video since I have the T1 Evo Phono and I'm unable to tell you how to do that with the model that I have. But I'll show you how to connect it via a cable to no matter what type of device do you have. Now, it is important to know that there are different things that are needed for a full record player to work. The turntable that you can see right here, T1 Evo, the standard version, is a classical example of a turntable. It doesn't have a pre-amplifier built in, nor amplifier, nor speakers, basically nothing. And that's what a typical turntable is. For that, you need a pre-amplifier, amplifier, and a speaker. In my case, I have the T1 Evo Phono, which means I have the preamplifier already built in, and Also, I'm going to use a speaker that is so-called active speaker, which means it has an amplifier built in. So besides this turntable with the preamplifier built in and my speaker that has the amplifier built in, I don't need anything else. But if you have the T1 Evo, not the Phono version, not the Bluetooth version, you will also need a preamplifier and either an active speaker or separately amplifier and a speaker. Now, let's talk about the differences in different models. So T1 Evo, the standard one, instead of having the RCA ports on the back, it would have the cable already connected on the inside, so you cannot unplug the cable. And on the other side of the cable, there would of course be grounding and RCA ports, RCA connectors. Grounding is there if you can use it to prevent the sound that you can sometimes hear, that buzz that you can hear. Basically, the grounding prevents it, but you can only use it if your amplifier, if your amplifier or preamplifier have the grounding connector. You can see on my version, which is T1 Evo Phono, I actually do have the ports like so, and I have the grounding connector. Basically, I need to use the grounding connector. I need to unscrew it a little bit, put this thing on it, and screw it back on so it holds it, and that's it. So that is important. Now for the Phono model, there is a switch right here which switches between line out and phono out. Phono out is for using with an external preamplifier, so you're not using the built-in preamplifier, you have your own one that you can use. I will be using the line out because, as I said, I will be using the built-in preamp, and then I will use an active speaker that has an amplifier built in. So my setup is going to consist of two things. Of course, if you're using stereo speakers, then you can have specially made speakers. There are models that are that have one of the speakers, typically the right one, active, and the left one, or just the other one, is the passive speaker, which means it doesn't have an amplifier because it utilizes the amplifier built into the right one. For the Bluetooth model, you will see two sets of RCA outputs. So there will be the red, white, red, white. One of them will be, one set will be labeled line, one phono. And you can decide whether to use the built-in preamplifier or use your own one. Of course, if you have your own one, it's probably going to be better quality. So that's why there is even an option to do that. And we, of course, have the port to plug in the power source. Now, once we know all that, I will already set it to line out because I will be using the built-in preamplifier. Of course, you can change it later if it turns out that you actually have a preamplifier. I think there are also amplifiers that have preamplifiers built in, so that's also worth noting. And now let's, as I said, I will put the platter on already with the flat mat. Okay, as you can see, it is on. Then on the back, I will plug in the cable. Now, you can see there are arrows, and they should go towards your speaker. So since the arrows are pointing on these connectors will go into my speaker, and these will go into my turntable. So I'll first just plug it into my turntable. I'll go for the speaker later. Remember, the right one, of course, matches the right port, and the white one, the white port. I will not attach the grounding because I do not have grounding in my active speakers. Active speakers typically don't have that, but if you have an actual preamp or amp, they very likely may have a grounding. It is often marked with a line, and below the line there are like 3 lines. You can even see it on the back here. You can see, I think this is the sign that marks the grounding. Okay, now it's time to plug it into power. In order to plug it into power, take the power adapter. You can see it doesn't have the plug inserted because it comes with different plugs, the American, the British, and the European one. And this is what I'm going to use. Put it in at an angle, like so, and twist clockwise until it clicks. To remove it, press on this button, twist it counterclockwise and remove. Okay, now I'm going to plug that in. Where is that port? It is there. Okay, and it's time to plug it into the wall. I will put the cover, the plastic cover on top. Typically it would be at an angle, so yeah. Put it on. You can close it now, as you can see. Now it's time to release our stylus. So there is a styrofoam on the back to remove. As I said, you don't need to adjust the weight or anything else because it is already set up if you're not changing the cartridge to anything else. By the way, there will be more videos on the channel on the whole thing. As you can see as well, there is the this part, this red part to remove that wraps around the stylus so it doesn't flap around. And there is this styrofoam as well. And the last thing for the stylus is this plastic cover for the cartridge. Slide it off gently. By the way, the stylus included here is the Orthophone OM10, which is a really good one. Okay, shall we begin? The last part is to connect it to the speakers, of course, or the preamp or the amp. I'm using an active speaker, as I said earlier. So what I'll do, this speaker requires me to plug in an adapter USB-C to line 3.5 jack, and then let's put the adapter included with the turntable. So I can actually plug in the RCA cable. As I said, the arrows need to be pointing at your speaker because this marks the direction in which the electricity will flow best. Okay, now once we have all of that set, our turntable should be working, I believe, and the best way to check it is to put on a record and start playing it. I will put on a record. This is the side. Let's do the side B. Okay. As I said earlier, if you're using the 7-inch singles, then you will need an adapter most likely, but sometimes there are the 7-inch singles with a small hole. Then on the side, on the left side, there is a switch that can be set in position 0, which is off, 1, which is 33 RPM, and 2, which is 45 RPM, which is used for the 7-inch singles. Now let's turn it on. As you can see, it starts rotating, so it is working. Now let's lift this lever up. Let's lift our our stylus, and now we can set it to the desired place. So I will just do the start of the record, lower the lever, and it should begin playing soon. And yes, it does. As you can hear right now, it does start playing, which is great. And that is basically it for the video. I will pause it now, and I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.